All right, hello, and welcome to the 13th episode of Coach's Corner for the school year. I am Ty Odom. I'm a staff writer. I'm here with Coach Emily Sweeney of the varsity girls basketball team. And let's just hop right into this. So, how do you think this season has been so far?
I think this season has been successful. We've gotten to, what are we? We're 16-5, and 8-1 in the region. So it's been a really successful year.
All right.
Are we 8-1? Yeah.
And so, how do you think you guys have progressed over the season?
We had some bumpy roads here and there, but overall they're starting to work together and figure things out on their own and not relying so much on me having to tell them to do things.
Mm-hmm. And okay, so who do you think are like your best players this year?
We have a lot of good players, but the ones that have been standing out as of late are, Allison Hudson. Ashton Lally has been putting up a lot of points. Freshman Allie Rumpel has come in and, she's averaging like 11 or 12 points a game. Emily Stratton has had some great leadership. So I have a lot that are, top players.
And speaking of Allie Rumpel, I heard she got injured in the last game, so.
She did. We're not really exactly sure what's the matter with her. We're just taking it day by day. Hopefully it's something with her hamstring, so hopefully it's nothing serious and she'll be back.
All right. And so with the playoffs coming up, like where do you think you guys are going to be seated?
We're hoping for the 1 or 2 seed. If we beat Fayette tomorrow, we'll be tied for the 1, and I think it'll go to a coin flip, so we could still potentially be the 2 seed. Losing to Fayette tomorrow would probably secure us the 2 seed.
All right, and so what do you think you guys need to do to beat Fayette tomorrow?
Limit the turnovers. We need to play our game. Don't let them dictate what we do, and box out.
All right, and speaking of boxing out, you guys have had some games where you've rebounded really well and some other games where it's been kind of hard to come by.
Yes.
So what do you think is that key to getting consistent rebounds?
Rebounding is all about effort. So, they've got to want it more than the other team. They've got to put in the work. It's harder to rebound against girls who can jump. So they've got to work a little harder, or bigger girls, they've got to work harder. So it's all about really effort, and some days we're a little lazy when it comes to that.
Yes, and also with effort, a lot of girls have been able to really get effort, like specifically Alice Ann, as she has been, especially in recent games, taking quite the beating.
She has.
So, what motivates her to keep going at it even after these? She
is a player that wants to win. She's going to do anything that she can to help the team. She's just an athlete. She's a fighter, and nothing really is going to bring her down. So she's going to do whatever she needs to do to help the team succeed. So.
And also Ashton Lally, as such a small girl, and her being able to get where she wants to score, and that's just wildly impressive to me. So what do you think is like her motivation for her?
Ashton works really hard. She's always shooting in the off season. She's always asking me to open up the gym on Sundays. She's always practicing. She wants to be the best that she can be. She wants to play in college, and for someone her size, it's more challenge. So in order to do so, she has to shoot the way she does, and she knows that. So she just works at her so she can get the open shots, and she just practices all the time.
All right, I'm going to take you back to last Friday when you played McIntosh. So basically, it was a wildly intense game, especially in the fourth quarter. So basically run through what kind of happened in that fourth.
Well, McIntosh is always a mental game on top of a physical game. So they have to have their minds right in order to do it. And our defense was a little rough the whole game. They came at us with something different. They've gotten better, and I'm not quite sure that we were quite expecting what they brought to the table. So the girls really weren't expecting it to be a ball game, and so when it was, they had a gut check and they had to do what they needed to do to make things happen. Alice Ann had a fantastic game. She had 25 points, and so she really made things happen. And even when she wasn't scoring, she was getting other people in scoring positions. So it was very intense, and I'm really thankful it came out our way.
And so when Emily sunk that last shot to the game, like, how did you feel?
I was ecstatic. I was really proud of her. I was so happy that she was able to make the shot, and that it's a nice way for a senior to go out. On the other hand, I was freaking out that I was in the same position as the Fayette game, where they had time on the clock to go down and tie it. So there's a lot of emotions running through my brain.
All right, so coming off an intense McIntosh game, you faced another region rival in Whitewater. So basically, how do you think the girls were going to be able to come off of that one?
I was a little nervous just because of the McIntosh game, how intense it was. It was mentally draining. It was physically draining. So having to play two rivals back to back is tough. So I was hoping that they were just going to be able to pull it out, and they started out a little flat, but they picked it up at halftime. So.
Okay, and so what are your expectations for next season?
Next season is, your strive is always to do better than you did the previous season. And so we're losing two seniors, and one has been a starter this year, or it's really, I think she's started the last few years. And so that's going to be tough to replace, but my sophomore class is pretty strong. I've got some freshmen that are going to be pretty good, and then the rumor has it I got some 8th graders coming up, so hopefully it's just going to keep looking up.
All right, and that wraps it up. All right, thanks, Coach Sweeney.
Thank
you. All right.